Okay, so things in Silo 18, they're getting pretty wild.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the latest Silo episode.
definitely.
Things are intense.
You sure?
A full-blown rebellion is brewing between Bernard and those down in Mechanical.
Yeah,
It's really a battle for control.
absolutely a power struggle.
Yeah, over food,
Mm-hmm.
information,
Mm-hmm.
and just basically
Resources.
Yeah, who gets
Who runs the show?
Exactly.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how Bernard uses things like food
Right.
as a weapon
Yeah,
to control Mechanical.
absolutely as a means of control.
Yeah, he's basically thinking like,
Starve them out.
Yeah.
They'll be so hungry they'll turn on Knox and Shirley
Yeah.
just to get their next meal.
yeah, and it's pretty ruthless.
Oh, for sure.
But
But you gotta admit, it's kind of a clever tactic.
it is a clever tactic.
Yeah.
It's
He might be underestimating the people down in Mechanical, though.
yeah, he's underestimating their resilience for sure.
Yeah, they are not back in.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And they're getting support from some really unexpected places.
Yeah, like with the Juliet Lives campaign.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So that shows that people, even on the upper levels, they are sympathetic
Yeah,
to what's going on down in Mechanical.
right.
They're risking a lot by sending down food through the trash chute.
It's a small act,
Yeah.
but it's a powerful symbol, I think.
Very powerful symbol.
Yeah, it's speaking volumes about how people are really not happy with how things are going in the silo.
Absolutely. And they're ready for a change.
Yeah, speaking of rebellion, Knox and Shirley really stepped up their game
Oh, they did.
in this episode.
Big time.
Their plan to break through to the other levels was
Daring.
so daring.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
absolutely.
What did you think about that?
Well, I think it shows that they're not just reacting anymore.
Right.
They're thinking strategically. They
Yeah.
came up with a plan, and they're putting it into action.
Yeah.
They're using everything they can, a concrete saw, a winch,
Yeah, they even had weapons.
stockpiled weapons.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, they're ready for a fight.
And they did it. They actually broke through.
They did. They gained more territory.
That's incredible.
It is incredible, especially considering they're trapped underground, limited resources,
Yeah.
and they're still able to achieve this.
Yeah. And it speaks to how resourceful they are.
For sure, they're using their knowledge of the silo to their advantage.
Yeah.
They're turning everyday objects into tools of rebellion.
Totally. And, you know, while all this is happening down in Mechanical,
Right.
Sheriff Billings is going through his own struggles.
He is.
He's really starting to see that Bernard is not...
Not the leader he thought he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to question everything.
Yeah. What do you think the turning point was for him?
Well, I think it was when he saw those images.
Yeah, images.
The beautiful color images of the outside world that Juliet and Danny broadcast.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge contrast to the bleak reality that Bernard's been feeding everyone.
Right. It's like he's finally seeing the truth.
Exactly. And that's gotta be jarring.
Totally. And don't forget about Carla disappearing.
Oh, right.
Trailing suspects Bernard might be involved.
He does.
And that's really shaking his faith in the whole system.
Right, because Billings is a man of principle.
He is.
He believes in justice and truth.
Yeah.
And he's realizing that those values might not align with Bernard's agenda.
It's causing a real crisis of conscience for him.
Absolutely. He's torn.
Yeah, it's interesting how his syndrome symptoms seem to go away when he questions Bernard.
That is interesting.
Makes you wonder if blindly following orders was actually making him sick.
Yeah, it does make you wonder if the syndrome is psychosomatic.
Yeah.
A manifestation of the fear and the lack of control that
Yeah.
Bernard cultivates within the silo.
Absolutely. So we have Billings struggling with his conscience.
Right.
And then we have Lucas, who goes from prisoner to basically Bernard's right-hand man.
Yeah, quite the journey.
He's trying to decode that letter from Salvador Quinn.
Right. Using the Caesar cipher.
Yeah. What did you think of that whole storyline?
Well, I think it's intriguing how he partially decodes the message.
Yeah.
He uncovers the name Allie,
Right.
but it's not enough.
Bernard says there's a missing piece.
Yeah, the legacy, he calls it.
The legacy, yeah. And now we have a whole new mystery to solve.
We do.
What is this legacy, and what secrets does it hold?
It feels like we're getting closer to the truth of the silo.
Yeah, for sure. And Lucas is right in the middle of it all.
He is, but his position is precarious.
How so?
He's put his trust in Bernard,
Yeah,
a man who's manipulative and possibly dangerous.
right.
Is Lucas a pawn in Bernard's game, or will he use this new knowledge to his advantage?
That's a great question.
We'll have to see how it plays out.
And then there's Camille.
Ah, Camille.
She's quietly navigating the power dynamics between her husband and Bernard.
Always observing.
She's like a shadow, but you can tell she has her own plans.
Yeah, she's definitely got her own agenda.
What do you make of her decision to warn the security team about the attack from Mechanical?
It was a strategic move, but what was her motive?
Right.
Was it to protect her husband or Bernard, or is
Yeah.
there something else going on?
She's a wild card,
She is.
and that makes her fascinating to watch.
Definitely keeps us guessing.
And speaking of fascinating to watch, Juliet is over in Silo 17 dealing with a whole other situation.
Oh, yeah, Silo 17, a whole other world.
So Solo, after he rescued her,
Right.
he's holding her suit hostage.
Wow.
He wants her to fix his water pump before he'll let her go.
That's quite the bargain.
It is.
So she's got a choice to make.
She does.
Risk it all to escape
Yeah.
or stay and help him.
It's tough, and it really highlights the themes of survival and compassion.
It does. It makes you think.
Yeah.
In a world like this, where trust is hard to come by and resources are limited,
Yeah,
how far would you go to help someone else?
exactly. What sacrifices would you make?
Big questions.
I think we need to take a break here.
Yeah, let's regroup.
There's just so much to unpack in this episode.
Absolutely. Layers upon layers of intrigue.
We could talk for hours.
We could. It's kind of amazing how this season started with Juliet cleaning.
Oh, yeah.
And now it feels like everyone's cleaning up messes
That's a great point.
in their own way.
Yeah, Billings is trying to clean up the corruption in judicial.
Mm-hmm.
Knox and Shirley are literally cleaning house by taking over more levels.
Right.
And Lucas is cleaning up the remnants of the past by trying to figure out that message.
Yeah.
Like everyone's searching for a better future for the silo.
Exactly. Trying to make things better.
Yeah, but they're up against a system that's designed to keep them in the dark.
Right. Designed to control.
It makes you wonder if real change is even possible.
Yeah. Is it possible to break free from that system?
And with the legacy,
Oh, yeah.
it's a whole other layer of mystery.
A whole new layer.
Yeah, what is it? Is it an
Yeah.
object? Is it information? A person?
Who knows? But it seems like it holds the key to understanding the truth.
Yeah, the truth about the outside world.
Which is something people have been searching for generations.
I mean, the fact that Bernard trusts Lucas with this information is pretty telling.
It is. It says a lot about how desperate he is.
Yeah,
He needs help deciphering that message.
he needs to understand what he's up against,
Yeah, it's like he's passing the torch.
but to someone he barely knows.
I know. It's a huge risk.
Yeah, or maybe he's just using Lucas.
Right. It's Bernard, so who knows?
He's a master manipulator.
He is. We can't forget that.
But one thing's clear. The walls are closing in on everyone.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, secrets are coming out, lies are being exposed,
The battle for control is heating up.
and Juliet's over in Silo 17. She's the wild card.
She is. If she can escape from Solo,
Right.
he saved her life, but now he's holding her suit hostage.
She's going to need more than just her skills to get out of that one.
She needs to earn his trust.
Yeah, which is not easy in this world.
Not easy at all.
But Juliet's tough.
Mm,
She's resourceful.
she is.
I think she'll find a way. But will Silo 18 even be the same when she gets back?
That's a good question. Things are changing fast.
Yeah, the power dynamics are shifting.
It's like the whole silo's on the verge of transforming.
And we're right in the middle of it.
We are watching it all unfold.
It's thrilling. It's suspenseful.
It really makes you think about what you would do.
Yeah, would you conform? Would you rebel? Would you risk it all for the truth?
Big choices.
And Silo really forces you to confront these questions.
It does, and they're not easy to answer.
But that's what makes it such a great show.
Exactly. It doesn't shy away from those difficult questions.
It makes you think about human nature, the moral dilemmas.
The choices we make when things get tough.
And it's a reminder that even when things seem hopeless,
Right.
there's always that spark of defiance.
That fight for something better.
We see it in Knox and Shirley,
Mm-hmm.
in Billings, in Juliet.
They're all fighting for their own version of a better future.
Even if you don't know what that future holds.
Exactly. And sometimes that fight requires sacrifice.
We see that in this episode.
People are putting everything on the line.
For what they believe in.
It's a reminder that freedom comes at a cost.
But some are willing to pay it.
For themselves and for future generations.
And speaking of future generations, I think about the children in the silo
Yeah.
growing up in this world of secrets and lies.
With no idea what's beyond those walls.
It's heartbreaking.
It is, but it also makes you think about truth and knowledge.
Yeah, what's our responsibility to them?
How do we make sure they have access to information?
How do we teach them to think critically?
Huge questions.
Questions that are relevant in our world, too.
Absolutely. In a world where information is manipulated and controlled,
We need to be discerning.
question what we're told.
Seek out the truth.
That's what Silo encourages us to do.
It does. It challenges us to think critically,
To question authority,
to stand up for what we believe in.
even when it's hard.
And as we head into the final episode,
Oh, yeah, things are going to get intense.
stakes are higher, the choices are tougher.
The consequences are greater.
We're on the edge of our seats, wondering what's going to happen.
Who will survive? What truths will be
What
revealed?
kind of future will they create?
It's going to be a wild ride.
Before we get lost in speculation, let's talk about Lucas.
Lucas, yeah, his journey is fascinating.
From prisoner to Bernard's confidant.
It's a complete 180.
He's intelligent, he's driven,
But also vulnerable.
he's lost everything.
He's searching for something to believe in,
He's almost like a blank slate,
open to manipulation.
which makes him perfect for Bernard.
Right, Bernard can mold him.
But there's a spark of defiance in him, too.
There is, you can see it.
He's not just following orders blindly.
He's asking questions.
He wants knowledge,
But knowledge can be dangerous.
especially in the silo.
He's stumbled upon secrets.
Secrets that could change everything.
What will he do with that knowledge?
Will he use it to help Bernard?
Or will he join the rebellion?
It's a choice that could have huge consequences.
It could. Lucas is definitely a character to watch.
He's at the center of the storm.
His decisions could determine the fate of the silo.
And Camille, we can't forget about her.
Camille, she's playing a different game,
She's quieter.
but her influence is undeniable.
She's like a chess master,
Moving her pieces carefully.
thinking ahead.
But what's her end game?
What does she want?
Is she loyal to Bernard, to her husband, or to herself?
Her motives are a mystery,
They are. She's a wild card.
which makes her dangerous.
Very dangerous.
She could be the key to unlocking everything.
Or she could be the one who brings it all down.
It's amazing how Silo weaves together all these characters and storylines.
It is. It's a complex world.
Familiar yet alien.
It's a testament to the writers.
And the actors, too.
Oh, absolutely.
They bring so much nuance and depth.
You can see their struggles, their hopes, their
It's
fears.
captivating, especially with just a few episodes left.
I know, the tension is building.
What's going to happen?
Will the rebels succeed? Will Juliet make it back?
Will anyone escape?
So many questions.
But that's what keeps us coming back.
It's not just the plot.
It's the characters.
We're invested in their stories,
We care about them.
and the show makes us think about bigger questions.
Truth, freedom, control. What does it mean to be human?
It's thought-provoking. It's entertaining.
It's one of the best shows out there.
Absolutely.
We need to take a quick pause here.
Yeah, a moment to gather our thoughts.
We'll be back soon to talk about the deeper meaning of it all.
And what it means for the future of the silo.
We've been talking about so much this episode.
Or we have.
Rebellions, conspiracies, the truth about the silo. But
Right.
I think one of the things that really stood out to me was this idea of choice.
Oh, interesting.
Almost every character is facing some huge decision,
Yeah,
like a fork in the road, and it could change everything.
it's true. They're at these pivotal moments.
Yeah, it's like the writers are putting them through the ringer
Totally.
to see what they're really made of.
Forcing them to reveal their true selves.
Exactly. Take Billings, for example. He's torn between his loyalty to the silo and his gut feeling that something's not right.
Yeah, his loyalty versus the truth.
Yeah, his head's telling him to trust the system.
The pact, the way things have always been.
Right. But his heart,
His heart's saying something's off.
yeah, that Bernard's not telling the whole story.
And his decision to defy Bernard,
That was huge.
it was a turning point for him.
Yeah, he's not just following orders anymore.
He's taking a stand.
And Knox and Shirley, they chose to fight back.
They did.
They risked their lives for a chance at freedom.
That's bravery right there.
It is, especially going up against Bernard.
They're not messing around.
And taking over those other levels, that was a game changer.
It was. It showed they're not just a small group anymore.
Yeah, they're a real force.
And they're inspiring others.
Exactly. And Juliet's over in Silo 17.
Right, with Solo.
He's holding her suit hostage.
Tough situation.
She has to decide whether to trust him, to help him.
Even though it could delay her return.
It's a choice about more than just survival.
Yeah, it's about compassion.
Helping someone in need even when you have your own goals.
That's a tough one.
It is. And it makes you think,
What would I do?
would I help someone else or just focus on myself?
That's a classic dilemma.
No easy answers.
And that's what makes these stories so powerful.
They make us think about human nature.
About the choices we make.
And Lucas, he chose to trust Bernard,
Yeah, to help him with the message.
even though it was risky.
He's driven by that need for knowledge.
But is he being used?
Is Bernard manipulating him?
It's hard to say.
Bernard's good at that.
He is, but Lucas is smart.
He's resourceful.
He's starting to see through Bernard.
The question is, will he figure it out in time?
And what about the legacy?
Ooh, the legacy.
What secrets is it hiding?
The key to the silo's history, maybe?
The truth about the outside.
But something we haven't even thought of.
The writers are killing us with
It's
suspense,
so good at it.
peeling back the layers little by little. Will the silo be overthrown?
Will Juliet make it back?
Will anyone escape?
Ugh, so many questions.
But that's why we love it.
It's not just about the suspense, though.
It's the characters.
We're invested in their journeys.
We care about what happens to them.
And if the show makes us think,
About truth, freedom, control, humanity.
it's thought-provoking, it's entertaining.
One of the best shows out there.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, that's about it for our deep dive into Silo.
Yeah, that's all the time we have for today.
We hope you enjoyed it.
If you did, let us know in the comments.
Tell us your thoughts, your theories, your predictions.
We'd love to hear them.
And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
For more deep dives into all your favorite shows, movies, and books.
Thanks for listening.